episode of KLA Sports. I'm your host Kyle Alexander, and today we're doing it. We're looking at the Ravens. Um, yeah, this is just gonna be straight into it, straight to the point, uncut. Well, I'm not gonna say uncut, but just unedited. Um, I guess unfiltered. Like it's just one take, whatever it says goes, and bam. Um, I was gonna record this last night after the game, but I'm not gonna lie, I was a little tired. But now we're just gonna look at matters after the fact. So let's get right into it. The Baltimore Ravens suck. There's no other way of putting it. Um, it's just a whole lot I could say. Um, we're just gonna look at a whole bunch of different things. So first off, you see we got this. We got the schedule up here, right? If you look at these losses, have one, even though don't. I was trying to find like the graphic where it showed like the leads that we had in the games that we lost, but I can't find it. So we got one, two, three, four, five blown. 5 out of 6 losses were blown leads. And the Steelers game, another double-digit blown lead. We were up 10. Let them kick field goals. Let them run the ball all over us. Let them go 90 yards and 8 yards back to back. Get a game-winning touchdown. Mm. This team, man. This team. I just don't know what to say. Is there a way I can look at like the? Oh yeah. So here you can see the score. So you see we're up 28-7 at half. You see we're up 28-7 at half. Matter of fact, no. Going into the fourth, we're what's that? 35-14. My math is right there. We're up 35-14. And we give up 4 straight touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Lose the game. Buffalo game. We're up what? 20? Yeah. Oh yeah, we're up 20 to 10. Up 20 to 10 at half. Let them get 10 points. Let them get 3. Defense played pretty solid. I guess gave up points at the end, which is kind of inevitable with this Bills team. What did the offense do? Oh, 0 points, getting shut out in the entire second half to lose the game. Okay. Well, y'all kind of done it for a third time, right? Up 10-7. We're up 13-10. And then was this? I don't think this is a double-digit lead though. Now I'm thinking about. It says it right here. Giants rally from down 10. Mm. Oh yeah, so I think we did get the touchdown. So yeah. So I'm pretty sure we were up. What's that? 10, 17. Yeah, we were up 20-10 in the fourth, and we give up 2 touchdowns. And where's the other game? Jacksonville win. We lost by 1 point. We are down a half, and we started scoring, and we just let Trevor Lawrence get hot. The only game that we lost this year where we didn't blow a lead was this Cleveland game right here, and I still can't believe we lost this game. Then you look at Pittsburgh. 13 points. 13 points that we give up 10 unanswered in the fourth. No, because I got to grab the mic for this one. This team sucks. And we're already in the playoffs, sadly. So at this point, as a Ravens fan, I already just started looking at next year. I'm focused on Ravens 2023-2024 season. Because this year, it's an absolute dumpster fire. On the bright side, Mark Andrews had 100 yards. I did not know that. But this season has just... So Huntley had 130 passing yards and Andrews had 100. This team is a dumpster fire. Goodness gracious. Yeah, this team, I have no words for this team. And then, if there wasn't... Oh, also... you see Jackson play, and then bam, Huntley's played. So Huntley's played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's played the last 5 games. Well, no, this one he did get hurt, but 5 games. Those games, what? We're 3-2, so you might look. Oh, but Kyle, you're still 3-2 with all Lamar this season, yeah. But look at the points that we're scoring. Look at the points. Now have been some games where it's like, okay, lower scoring. Like this Carolina game, I honestly can't tell you what was up with that one. That was just, I don't know. But you see, look, 24 points, 24, 38, 37, 20, 20. Even that's not 20. But 19, 20, 23, 27, 27. There's that 13, and you got 27. Now let's look at the points that we score when Huntley's in. 10, 16. Oh, wow. Okay, no, that's actually crazy. I just realized both the Ravens and the Steelers split the series. Both winning teams had put up 16 points. That's actually crazy. It was almost the same score. That's crazy. But you see Huntley 10, 16, 3, 17, and 13. That's just abysmal. That is abysmal. And we were leading in the division. Now we lost 2 games, and the Bengals just keep winning. So if there wasn't a clear, I'm gonna try and like, cause I gotta remember this is a family friendly channel. If there's any clear sign on what the Ravens need to do this offseason, it's extend that MF name Lamar Jackson. Okay, this guy, what, 2,242 yards, 764 rushing. He's been injured, but he carries his team. He carries this offense. Without him, offense is nothing, as we can see. Like, look at our receiver, and then there's nothing our receiver help. Bateman injured for a second straight year. Duvernay just got injured. Our leading wide receiver, as in somebody who's not a tight end, just wide receiver in general, is Demarcus Robinson with 434. And no disrespect to him, Demarcus Robinson, because he's actually showed up when he needed to this year, and I like that. That's why I want the Ravens to bring him back. But like, really? Like, really? This is terrible. Okay, let me find out Patrick Queen. No, this is just sidetrack. But all those people hating on Patrick Queen, calling him a bust. What? 122 tackles, five sacks. 8 tackles for loss, 6 deflections, 2 picks. Stop hating on my man Patrick Queen. But no, this team is just sorry. Like, let's see what. Now average 20 points per game. You have 33 total touchdowns. Do they have a red zone? I could have sworn I saw some red zone. Or am I tripping? But yeah, this team. Oh, that's nothing. Our red zone. I'm kind of just like going on a rant. So like, there's no script. There's no nothing. Offense. Like I'm here to call it what it is. Ravens suck. Like I said, we don't. I've questioned this time and time again. I don't know how we've gotten to the playoffs. I don't know why we're in the playoffs. Actually, I do know, because of this, again, this guy right here. And all the Ravens did by not extending him was just owe him more money. All they've been doing is just jacking up the price. We're gonna transition to Twitter here. Lamar Jackson was out. He will be traded to a losing franchise, and that's just facts. Yeah, we're not gonna get to that. This guy said it best. This is why you pay Lamar Jackson. Look at this graphic. This is Ravens offense in points per game since 2018, week 11. So this is when from the time that he first took over as the starter till today, 28 points per game, which was the second highest in NFL history. Minimum 50 starts. 10 other QB started. We had who? Wait, who were the 10 other? Oh, we had what? No, not Flag. Did we have Flag? No, Flag was in. We had, I don't even know. We had Tyler Huntley, Anthony Brown. I know it's like some other. Trace McSorley. Well, I think RG3. Yeah, the count games like RG3 in like 2019, 18. There's an entire 10-point drop off. Yet we're not paying this man. Lamar Jackson's item. This is just exactly. He's proving his worth. This is disgusting. See, and this is another thing. My friend said it best. This is how you know you as a franchise is at all time low when you're making Skip Bayless look like a genius. This man said advantage Lamar. Yes. Yes. Lamar has the advantage. Lamar has them right where he wants them. I don't pay. Oh, and this is another thing I saw, and I couldn't agree with this even more. People stay forgetting. I swear, people forget. Look, never forget before Lamar Jackson took over. Report John Harbaugh set for mutual parting of ways after 2018. And then look, they were 44-45 under Harbaugh since winning the Super Bowl. So people always forget. Before, because I remember 2019 when he won his MVP, everybody was like, "Oh, he had an all-star studded cast around him." Okay, people forget. And another thing, I think it was like because he was drafted the last pick in the draft. Okay, the Ravens traded back into the first round to get him, but then people forget the Ravens had they were on like a 5-year playoff drought. Before they went to Lamar, they were on a 5-year playoff drought, and on top of that, they were 4-5 before Lamar Jackson took over, and Lamar Jackson won 6 out of 7 games. He went 6-1 and won in the division. People forget the Ravens were literally on the decline, and this man single-handedly saved John Harbaugh's job, and is now making Greg Roman. He's not even making Greg Roman look good because nobody can make Greg Roman look good. Honestly. Oh, and there's another thing. This is another guy who I'm going into. So, yeah, that's another thing. So, again, Ravens are just a dumpster fire. They haven't paid Lamar yet, and all you're doing is just, you went from owing him like 130-something million guaranteed to 250 million guaranteed to now you probably got to give him the whole entire M&T bank. Like, this man's going to, I wouldn't be surprised. I honestly wouldn't blame Lamar if he went in there and was like, listen, y'all know y'all can't win without me. Where's my 300 million guaranteed? And I wouldn't blame him. I wouldn't blame him. Shoot, if I was Lamar, I would go in there and be like, where's my 350 million guaranteed? Like, we can't win without him. And then also another thing, I don't know how the Ravens didn't pay him last year when we had the most injury-riddled squad in the NFL. Our entire running back room went down. Our first-round pick, Rashad Bateman, he was injured, missed like the first half of the season. Sammy Watkins, I don't even know about Sammy. I'm pretty sure he got hurt. Our O-line was in and out. Ronnie Stanley got shut down again. Defense was so injury-riddled that they didn't look like normal, typical Ravens defense. Lamar Jackson had us at the first seed. He goes down, Huntley loses 6 straight. And here's another thing. Baltimore Ravens, led by quote-unquote offensive guru Greg Roman, scored 4 touchdowns in the last 5 football games without Lamar Jackson. 4 touchdowns in 5 games? That's just like, how? I don't understand how this man still has a job. Point has been made. Ravens can't score without Lamar, putting that offense on his back every week. Pay that man, fire Greg Roman, put some decent beats around besides Bateman and Andrews. Thank you. And this is how they should show up. Without Lamar Jackson, this is my guy. Shout out the kid Gowie. Give him a foul. He's a real cool guy. Without Lamar Jackson, Ravens offense has been its worst since the Kyle Boller era. And Ravens fans, if you're OGs like that, Kyle Boller era. Oh boy. I remember vividly some fans dragging him for turning down 133 million guaranteed. I don't blame him. Like, this has been, listen, like, I wasn't old enough to distinctively remember the Bowl era, but like I do know about it. I've seen it, but outside of that, this has single-handedly been the worst offense I've ever seen the Baltimore Ravens have. And this rival was 2015 when we had Ryan Mallett and Mike Wallace. Yes, Lamar does win that game. Yes, bro. You have former Ravens players going on Twitter talking about pay Lamar whatever he wants. Yeah, if you're a Ravens fan, you all know Justin Forsett, Justin Legend. That's our guy. But Justin Forsett said pay Lamar whatever he wants. When you have former players from the team saying to pay that man, it's a sign. And also, not to mention that like your offense is literally offense is terrible to begin with, even with Lamar. But Lamar is so great that he makes it look good. You got I'm gonna say Andrews too, because Andrews he's been doing his thing. And I will say Andrews too, but even Andrews looked a little streaky this year. Crazy hard is it. Crazy how hard it even is to get 1 to 2 yards on third down without Lamar Jackson. Exactly. The Lamar Jackson effect. The price of the brick went up. I'm just. Oh, this is a Steelers fan. L. Remember when people thought there was a QB controversy? Oh my gosh, I remember this. People swore up and down. He's like, "Oh, could Tyler Huntley be taking Lamar's job? Could he replace Lamar?" Clearly not. Ravens have been held to 17 or fewer points in 5 straight games. Lamar Jackson only played 1 quarter in this span. Last time Baltimore failed to score more than 17 points in 5 consecutive games was 2005 when Kyle Bowler and Anthony Wright were his QBs. Oh, dang, I really wasn't old enough for the Kyle Bowler. I was 2. In 2005, I was 2 years old. But no. This right here says it all. Give Lamar Jackson his money. And what happened to the fire? It was definitely a fire Greg Roman thing. I'm about to search it up. Yeah, here we go. Fire Greg Roman. Let's see what they're talking about. What are you doing? Someone at the bank start a fire Greg Roman chat. Yeah. Somebody said fire Harbaugh, Roman, extend Lamar, trade Elise Huntley. Sign receiver, corner. Win some effing football games. Honestly, this is about the same plan I have. So I'm going to get into that later, like the plan I have. But basically, why... We all know John Harbaugh, he's a loyal guy. He's going to stand by his guys. That's why it usually takes longer for the Ravens to move on from coordinators, regardless of how bad they are. Greg Roman has showed time and time again that he's inefficient. They are inefficient. We can't develop receivers. His passing concepts are terrible. It looks like guys are just running around out there. Now, if you look, I mean, I will say I will cut Roman some slack like from time to time because occasionally he will call a play. He'll open the vault and call a play. Like he'll unlock some good play, and I'm like, okay, that's a good play call. But no, I mean, I feel like it was having Roman. He needs to go, but at the same time, part of it is execution. But when you have Lamar, that Lamar makes stuff happen. He what's his name? He makes stuff shake. You know what I'm trying to say. But I think there's like at a point in time you have to realize, listen, we're looking at all these other teams. We gotta fire Greg Roman. Like this is a pass happy league. I know we've always been a run heavy team. Even when we won the Super Bowl with Joe Flacco, we've been a run heavy team. But we've had guys, and the passing game was actually pretty good. So I think you fired Greg Roman. Nah, I don't think. Greg Roman need to have his bags packed and sent to the air to BWI already. Oh, here we go, bro. Hello, we are in the red zone, and instead of JK and Gus, Justice Hill is in the game, and we Huntley keeps. And that's another thing too. Like the red zone offense is so terrible. This is red zone offense is non-existent. Cause like, why are you in the red zone? Why are you in the red zone? You have the lead in the game. Give it to JK and Gus. Not to mention JK was balling last night. Like every carry he had almost went for like a positive game. I think he got tackled for loss like once, maybe twice, and majority of them was like he got right back to the line of scrimmage. Shoot, I would have been fine if they gave it to Pat Ricard instead of Justice Hill. Like no disrespect to Justice Hill, and I remember he had that nice return, but like Justice Hill, you are you're a receiving back. No, you're really a special teamer, and at best, you're a possible receiving back. Just yes. Uh, Greg Roman for y'all. What does it say? 3-and-out to kick the ball back to Pittsburgh with 4 minutes left. 3rd and 2. Greg Roman dials up a shotgun handoff to Dobbins right up the gut when the Steelers had 8 men stacked in the box. Oh, and then another thing. I think we gotta take a look at Harbaugh, because if you look like Harbaugh, like I said, he was on the verge of getting fired before Lamar Jackson came in and saved him in 2018. Now Harbaugh, I mean, I love him as a coach. Like, he's been my guy, but it's a legit conversation to have. We might have to move on from him. And my biggest problem with Harbaugh, well, no, my biggest problem with coaching staff in general, we don't make second half adjustments, which is why I think we blow so many leads. Greg Roman is a terrible play caller. And then on top of that, also shout out to Stanford, because y'all were supposed to, hey, not even a shout out. Screw y'all, Stanford, because y'all were supposed to take Roman off of our hands. But another thing with Harbaugh, he doesn't know how to manage his timeouts. Like, how many games have we seen going late into the fourth quarter where you had one timeout or 0 timeouts? It's been too many. Like, Harbaugh it's frustrating at this point. He might have to go just to change it up, because eventually, what it is, you're probably looking like, oh, Harbaugh's a good coach, and Harbaugh, he is a good coach, but eventually it gets to the point where a team is at this level, like the same level, like they don't get, like, if you look like NBA terms, like the Utah Jazz, like if you think about it, eventually, like, there are coaches where they're a really good coach, and then they'll take a team, make them a really good team, making them look like contenders, but for years and years and years they'll look like contenders, they'll have a really good regular season, and then playoffs they fizzle out, or they fizzle out, and it's the same thing every year. Like, they don't get any better, they don't get any worse. I think Harbaugh has fallen in that category with the Ravens. So I think it might be time to move on from him. Also, let's just no, because we're gonna take a look at some rosters. We're gonna take a look at some. I don't know how. Okay, I think I made a new tab by accident, but we're gonna take a look at some rosters and some of the top contenders and look at what they did for their roster. So. Also, a part of it is just this team just doesn't know how to build on offense. This team doesn't know how to. They don't know how to manage receivers. Every receiver that we've had, every great bottom receiver that we had, has been somebody who's mid to late, early to mid 30s, and is somebody coming off his prime. Now, Steve Smith, he did get new life in Baltimore, and I appreciate that. But at this point, we might need him to come back, because what do we look like here? Mike Wallace, Deshaun Jackson, Dez Bryant. This was 2010 to 2015. It's oh yeah, we got them. No. It's just this team, and nothing. This team keeps trying to draft receivers, knowing dang well we can't develop receivers. Only receivers we have developed is Torrey Smith and I guess Marquise Brown, but even he didn't want to stay, and that's why he's in Arizona. But now the Ravens. So now the Ravens are going to be in salary cap hell, because not only did you not extend Lamar and just pick up his 5th year and let him play on his 5th year option with no extension, you go and trade for Roquan Smith at the trade deadline, who was in the same draft class as him, looking for an extension. He's looking to be one of the highest paid linebackers in the league. Then on top of that, another guy who doesn't have an official agent. So congratulations, Baltimore. You've officially screwed yourselves in cap space, and now we are in a place I like to call cap space hell. Because if you look at it, and like I said, I'm gonna just show you the roster right now. So the Buffalo Bills, they're a contender, right? 12-3, first in the AFC East. They drafted Josh Allen in the same class, 2018. They let him play the second half of the year, or majority of the year. It was okay, we might have something here. So what did they do? Go out and get Cole Beasley and John Brown. Didn't look like much. Bam. Next thing you know, they won 10 games. And his third year in the league. They go and get this guy. They go out and get this guy, Stephon Diggs, who's a Maryland native, who I literally I will. He's about to be 30. Good lord! But I will never forget this. I watched no, because if y'all didn't know, I had like a little phase when I was like a Merlin fan, and it just so happened to be when Stephon Diggs was there. So I watched Stephon Diggs' highlights. I looked at his tape. I'm watching everything. I'm like, bro, Stephon Diggs is a great receiver. I literally told my brothers, I was like, I think he's gonna be one of the best receivers from this class. And my brother was like, nah, you're tripping, because that was like the time like Kevin White. And don't get him wrong, Kevin White was that guy coming out of West Virginia, but I'm starting looking at his draft. I'm seeing him slip late and later and later in draft. First round, not there. Second round, not there. Third round, not there. Fourth round, he's still, or no, I mean he's still there. But I'm sitting there, I'm like, Baltimore, get this guy Stephon Diggs. I was just really high on him. He lost to the fifth round, get picked up by Minnesota. He goes out and shows he's a solid receiver. He gets traded to Buffalo. It turns into a number one receiver. Turns to arguably one of the best receivers in the league. Yeah, 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns. Must be nice to have a receiver like that. Oh, and then they go out and get this guy who is apparently just a great complimentary receiver to him. Um, yeah, and now if you look at them, they're always an AFC contender, usually in the either in the division or the championship game. The Bills know how to. That's because the Bills know how to build a roster. What's another team? Matter of fact, yeah, no. We're gonna look at yeah, I can't spell, but we're gonna look at another team in this division, the Miami Dolphins, because they have a guy named Tua. What was this 2019 they drafted? Yeah, 2019 they drafted Tua. Um, Also Tua, just do what's best for your health at this point, please. They drafted Tua, right? First year, we all know Miami was a literal dumpster fire. We saw Lamar Jackson did to him the year before, literal dumpster fire. Or no, he was drafted in 2020. My bad. So yeah, literal dumpster fire of a team. Draft Tua. And then they're just like, all right, we're just gonna see what we have here. Second year, they go out and draft his college teammate Jalen Waddle, back to back 1,000-yard seasons. He's literally top 5 receiver this year. Go on and draft Jalen Waddle. They even got, I think that's when they got, what's his face? Javon Holland was last year. They went on like also like filled out the defense. They also went out and was going after O line. And then Miami looked solid. They looked to make a second mid-season turnaround, make a playoff push. They didn't. So what they do? They say, no, we have all these first-round draft picks from like tanking and stuff. Let's go and get Tyreek Hill, arguably one of the best receivers in the game, to pair up with Jalen Waddle to make the fastest receiving duo in the league. Go on and get Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson, who they traded for this year, because why not? Oh, and they also say, you know what? I don't know why Mike is second outside. But also, they said, you know what? We're going to go and get Terron Armstead. He's out, but they said we're going to go and get Terron Armstead. Bam. One of the best left tackles in the game. Protect Tua. Even when on defense, they went traded for Bradley Chubb this year. They already had Xavier Howard. Went on got Byron Jones, who's injured. Like Dolphins have a lot of injuries. Good lord. But you see, they built a team around them, and they were already looked like a contender. Now, I know they haven't been falling short, but they built the team around them. Wasn't matter of fact, let's look at my other favorite team, the Philadelphia Eagles. You see, they're best team in football, record-wise, first in the NFC East, and they need to lock up this division and the first seed. Cough, cough. But now they have been hit with injuries the last 2 games. But no, let's look at their roster. Where's ESPN? Why is ESPN not showing up? I'm blind. Shout out to SZA. But no, let's look at the Eagles. Okay, so they have Carson Wentz, right? Even under that Super Bowl run, they built a good team around Carson Wentz. But they had Carson Wentz, draft Jalen Hurts in the second round. Hurts wasn't expected to do much his rookie year. Comes in the second half of the year, plays solid. He played pretty solid, you know. And honestly, the Eagles are really just the epitome of what the Ravens should have done. Hurts wasn't a great thrower. They built the run game around him. He was solid. Moved on from Wentz, they already had Miles Sanders. They went and draft Devonta Smith, his college teammate. Nearly puts up 1,000 yards his rookie year. Quez Watkins developed and was starting to break out last year. They also had Dallas. They already had Dallas Goedert. Eagles always had a good old line, so they were building around him more. They later drafted guys like Landon Dickerson, um, like Cam Jurgens, Josh Sills, Jack Driscoll, like all those guys. Defense. Oh, they went out and traded for what, Darius Slayer same year if I'm not mistaken. Um, yeah, just built the team. They were able to turn around last year, win 9 game, went on like a little win streak, made the playoffs, lost in the first round like most expected. So he's like, all right, we're gonna see if Hurts is really the guy. They kept getting a first round pick. So what they do? They had 3 first round picks. Send one to the Titans for AJ Brown, who's one of the best receivers in football this year. Use one to get, where is he at? My guy, Jordan Davis, and he used the other one to get a first round pick in this year's draft. What they what's the thing again? Just building the O line more. Go out and get got Kaiser White at linebacker, knowing that was one of our biggest weaknesses. They got Hassan Reddick, who's been playing out of his mind. Go and get James Bradbury to pair up with Darius Slay. Oh, and then they said, no, while we're at it making trades, let's get Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, who's been injured reserve, but he's been one of the best safeties in the league. He's been leading the league in sacks. He's one of the best safeties in the league. And now look at the Eagles, they're 13-3, and Hurts is in the MVP conversation. Yeah, even looking at the Bengals, when I drafted Jamar Chase, went out and got they had T Higgins from the year before. Went out and got Jamar Chase to open up plays for T Higgins and Tyler Boyd. And he's perfect. He was drafted into a pretty good situation. Really, it was like a couple pieces away, I guess. But even then, focused on prioritizing the O line. The formula, in case y'all didn't catch the trend, the formula is pretty clear here. You draft the quarterback and build while they're on their rookie deal. Because you see, they went out and signed all these people before their extension. Look, Joe Burrow doesn't have an extension yet. Even Jalen Hurts doesn't have an extension. Josh Allen just got his extension the year after getting Stephon Diggs locked up. Trade for him and getting him locked up. Who's the other quarterback? Oh, Tua doesn't have an extension yet. But what have the Ravens done? They said, okay, we're going to draft Marquise Brown, who Lamar did want, so I give him that. He went out and got Marquise Brown, and it took him a little while, but he finally developed, and they traded him away. And so they drafted him, Devin Duvernay, who has versatility to be used, who should be used like a Debo role, but doesn't get used like Debo. Rashad Bateman, who's been injury prone the last 3 seasons, and that's pretty much it. Oh, and James Prochet, I guess, who just hasn't seen the field. And they also, and as far as receiver, they said, all right, Dez Bryant, you're going to get the job done. Deshaun Jackson, you're going to get the job done. All these old receivers who are nowhere in their prime. And they're doing all this while Lamar Jackson's not on an extension, and his rookie deal is up. And not to mention, while we don't have a number 1 receiver, they didn't give up a first for a number 1 receiver, for an established receiver. Then on top of that, all the money's going into the defense just for them to blow leads late in the game. So the Ravens, like, the formula is there. The Ravens just ignored it. And my thing is, I feel like I've been going on for a minute, but basically, the Ravens, I feel like this is why they've blown leads, because one, the offense isn't scoring enough points. Because again, Greg Roman's just a terrible OC. Offense doesn't put up points. They settle for field goals. They get a lot of 3 and outs, and that's forcing the defense to go right back on the field. And they're probably tired and exhausted and gassed. And the defense holds up for like 3 quarters, and when it gets down to the 4th quarter, not even Pittsburgh, so like teams just make sure like they hold to the ball and drain the clock, but still score, and just use the defense's exhaustion to their advantage. Another thing, we don't make second half adjustments. So, all this being said, the Ravens, honestly, I know they are clinched the playoff spot. They do not deserve to be a playoff team. If I'm being honest, the NFL should just take the Ravens out the playoffs, put any other team in there, put the next team up in there, and let this be a lesson to the Ravens. Because honestly, I don't see who realistically could the Ravens beat in the playoffs. What, maybe the Ravens can hang with a lot of teams, but who do I see them beating? Maybe Jacksonville, even though they're hot right now. I just don't know. So, that being said, I've already started looking forward to the next year. Raven. This would be my perfect off season. I probably should have wrote this down. Matter of fact, y'all get to see me. Y'all, I'm about to type this down right in front of y'all. But we're just gonna look. So my perfect off season one. Fire Greg Roman. That's like priority 1C at this point. We have three number one priorities. Fire Greg Roman. And matter of fact, this is the guy who should replace him. I've been so high on this guy ever since he was the OC at Bama. He was the OC at Bama when he had Mac Jones. He used to be the OC for the Falcons, like when they made the Super Bowl in the year after. But I remember he was Texas must fire Steve Sarkisian. Oh, yeah, fire him and let him come to Baltimore. I'm just saying, he was the whatchamacallit. He was the Alabama OC. I think it was like like Tua's last year and Mac Jones last season. It might have just been Tua's last year. And now he's the head coach at Texas. I like Steve Sarkisian. I think he would be a great OC replacement. Now I do remember they were looking at Willie Target, and I looked at his offense. It's honestly similar to what the Ravens have been doing. I honestly wouldn't mind Willie Target because I actually like the offense. I think we just need to get the pieces. Again, so that's our first priority. Get rid of Roman, or replace him with Willie Target or Steve Sarkisian. Next, extend Lamar. At this point, like the Ravens are screwed. You gotta give him money at this point. Oh, and that's another thing. So because we didn't extend Lamar, his price has gone up more and more by the week, and now we're not gonna have any cap space to get a true legit number one receiver. So let's say you extend Lamar, then you're gonna try and get a receiver. Now if you look at who's on track to be a free agent next year, this is how you know it's bad. Nelson Agholor starts off the list. You got Nelson Agholor, DJ Chark, Sterling Shepard. Oh my gosh, Marvin Jones, Julio Jones, Allen Lazard, who I wouldn't mind the Ravens to bring in, but he's not a number one. Juju, AJ Green, Jarvis Landry, special teamer Matthew Slater, N'Keal Harry, yeah. Oh, our old friend Brashad Perryman. Yeah, there's just not a lot to pick from in free agency. Again, bring back Demarcus Robinson, sign what's his face? What's his name again? Yeah, Lazard. What else do we need? We need defensive line too. Oh, also extend Roquan, obviously, but we're gonna look at some. Been looking at some trade rumors. Who is like a receiver we could trade for? Because at this point, I'm saying trade our first rounder for a receiver. So, is this a read more? Oh no, this is the. So yeah. They should just fully extended it. I don't think there's a single receiver. Oh, Brandon. So guys, we look at Brandon Cooks. I know a lot. Like my brother looked at me kind of crazy. I'm like, listen, at this point, we just need somebody. Brandon Cooks, he can be a reliable number one receiver. I get he is old. He's 29, but like at this point, let's get Brandon Cooks. Another guy I wouldn't mind. Panthers, DJ Moore. They want to trade him. Send the first. I don't care. Get DJ Moore. Forget Derek Carr. I don't want to get Devontae Adams. Yeah, Devontae Adams will be a good guy to target. Obviously, a lot of teams like to target him, but again, it's not going to matter if we don't get rid of Roman. So getting rid of Roman is a priority. But we can look at possible guys to trade for. We could throw in Terry McLaurin because I feel like he might be fed up with Washington. Like Terry McLaurin, Devontae Adams, Brandon Cooks, DJ Moore. Just look to trade for an established receiver, especially because Baltimore, you can't develop receivers. And again, my thing is like Marquise Brown. I did like Marquise Brown. I was a Marquise Brown fan. I'm not mad that we traded him because like he did have some drop issues, even though he broke out last year, and he broke out was like just getting over 1,000 yards. I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at the fact that we traded him. I'm mad at the fact that we traded him without a backup plan. And another guy we could let Mike Evans or Chris Godwin get if we can get one of them, I'm fine. So let's get an established receiver. And as far as the draft, if we look, honestly, just any of these guys. I know Quentin Johnson's probably going to be. A lot of people are saying Jordan Addison. I don't think the Ravens are going to be in position to take him. But again, I would not mind Jordan Addison in Baltimore. Jackson Smith, I wouldn't mind getting him. Not going to attempt his last name. Jalen Hyde, this is a guy I'm actually pretty high on. I would like the Ravens to get him. He can stretch the field, can be a deep threat, and they'll open up things for Bateman and Duvernay underneath. I like Josh Downs too. I like Josh Downs. I think he could be a good receiver for us. But yeah, this is just Ravens are just laughable at this point. So basically, what is my perfect Baltimore offseason? I'm gonna end the video like this because I've gone on enough. But the Ravens just need to get it together and they need to focus on next year because like playoffs, I just don't see us making noise. So, perfect offseason. Extend Lamar, give him $250 million guaranteed. It's probably going to be 300 now, but do it. Just extend Lamar. Extend Lamar and Roquan Smith. Fire Greg Roman and hire Steve Sarkisian or Willie Target, or just hire somebody who can call a comparable, good passing game. Again, doesn't have to be. I'm not saying Ravens need to transform into like a pass happy team. Just give us a passing game where it's respectable. They have to respect it. So what was that? Fire OC extensions. Oh, trade for a number one receiver. I don't care who, as long as it's somebody young and can be a number one receiver and is locked up on a contract, trade for him. And then another thing, we might draft corner and D line, draft receiver as well, just to have the depth, and also just again we might have to seriously consider firing John Harbaugh. But that is pretty much it for my perfect offseason. That's it for this video. I just had to rant. The Ravens are terrible. And again, this is just, you have to extend Lamar. And I'm saying like, I'm all over the place. But you got to extend Lamar. This just proves that you can't do nothing without Lamar. You need to get him help. Like, look at it. The 49ers are literally on their third string quarterback. They're on Mr. Irrelevant Brock Purdy. And I think he's won 4 straight, if I'm not mistaken. Did they win? That's actually a good question. I don't know how that game ended up. I'm pretty sure they won though. Oh, yep, they won. So yeah, he's won like 4 or 5 straight. They're 12-4. Why is that? You're probably thinking, Kyle, that's a backup quarterback. Why is that? They have Deebo Samuel. Well, now you don't even have Deebo Samuel because Deebo Samuel got hurt. So they have George Kittle, top 3 tight end in the league. Christian McCaffrey, arguably a top running back in the league and one of the most versatile running back in the league. They have guys like Brandon Ayuk. They have a good O-line. They have Kyle Shanahan, who's an offensive mastermind, who can call plays, and they have a great defense. It's called building a team around your franchise quarterback, Baltimore. Yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I'll talk to you guys next time.